The kids were 10 yards from the end zone, their laughter ringing through the crisp Saturday air when a piercing blast from a dog whistle sliced through the scene like a harbinger of chaos. Every head turned. There she was, Linda, the self-appointed enforcer of neighborhood peace, storming across the grass in stilettos, her face a mask of fury. Trailing her was a quivering little pup, and an aura of unshakable self-righteousness. "This is a liability disaster," she screeched, planting herself in the middle of the field like a dictator possessed. She wasn't just annoyed. Something feral had been unleashed. The kids froze, the football hanging midair, as Linda rummaged through her cavernous purse like a sorceress hunting for a spellbook. Out came her phone. "Yes, I need to report a highly dangerous situation, children playing in a public space." She said it with the gravy tie of someone uncovering a terrorist plot, not a group of kids enjoying flag football. Let me rewind 30 minutes to the joyful pandemonium of the kickoff. We had orange slices, lawn chairs, and a dozen high-pitched kids darting around like sugar-fueled squirrels. The field wasn't regulation, just a stretch of grass by the mailboxes, technically HOA common ground, used for everything from summer cookouts to late-night dog walks. Parents cheered, kids slapped high fives, and the whole thing felt like a scene from a feel-good movie. My son Ethan hadn't grinned that big in weeks. He just pulled off a slick fake handoff, juking two defenders, and was mid-sprint when Linda's whistle shattered the moment, etching itself into neighborhood lore. She didn't approach with calm discussion. She marched like she owned the earth beneath her feet, which, in her mind, she probably did. Her opening salvo after the whistle. "This entire game is illegal." One dad, Steve, a soft-spoken accountant who wears khakis everywhere, tried reasoning with her. "It's just flag football, Linda. No tackling." She wheeled on him, her face so taut I thought it might crack. "Do you even know how easily a child could shred their ACL?" Steve blinked. "Linda, they're in elementary school." She jabbed a finger at a cluster of 7-year-olds like she was pointing out fugitives. Then came the kicker: she called the cops on kids for daring to play outside while happy. The operator must have thought it was a prank, but 10 minutes later, 2 patrol cars rolled up, lights off, probably expecting a stray pet or a loud stereo. The officers ambled over, clearly unsure if they'd been duped. Linda unleashed a tirade about unpermitted sports, potential injuries, and my dog's stress levels. She gestured at a kid's cleats and yelled those could ruin the turf. Turf? We're talking about a patchy lawn of weeds, dead leaves, and crushed bottle caps. The officers stifled grins. One asked, "Are these your kids?" Linda shrieked, "No, that's the problem." He turned to May, was holding the flag bag, and asked if we had permission. I shrugged. "It's HOA common space. We figured flag football isn't a felony." He nodded. "Right. And you're super VY-sing." I pointed to the dozen parents with snacks and chairs. "Seems covered." He glanced at Linda. "I don't see a violation here." She looked betrayed, like he'd promised her a SWAT team and delivered a lemonade instead. Muttering about lawsuits in the HOA board, she stormed off. But the magic was punctured. The kids were rattled, the fun deflated like a balloon stabbed with a fork. We tried restarting the game, but every fast move had someone glancing at Linda's house, expecting her to charge back with a megaphone. Sure enough, Monday morning, an email landed like a slap. "Dear residents, due to recent unauthorized active VY ties on HOA grounds, all organized sports and gatherings are suspended pending board re-VYEW, ensuring safety and preserving our community's aesthetic value." Aesthetic value? It's a field by a dumpster. Linda had done itched band kids playing under the guise of safety. The parent chat erupted: anger, disbelief, talk of petitions or defiance. Then we saw the photos she'd attached, surveillance shots of our kids, snapped from her window like EVY Denke for a crime doc. That night, we held a non-meeting in my backyard to skirt HOA rules. Steve brought beer, Rachel made nachos, and we vowed to act. Linda wasn't just irritating, she was dismantling communities, stifling childhood. Ethan sat beside me, clutching his flag belt, whispering, "Am I in trouble?" That broke me. I told him, "No, bud, you're why we're going bigger. If Linda wants a fight over flag football, we're ready." Between nachos and Steve's second beer, he said, "What if we make it official? A real league, permits, insurance, coaches." Silence turned to scheming. Rachel, a city admin worker, added, "A non-profit youth league could get city permits fast." Steve grinned. Above board, she's powerless. It was a long shot. We were busy parents, but the spark caught. We turned this into something unstoppable. We brainstormed names pint-sized pigskin, lawn legends until Ethan, half asleep, mumbled, backyard brawl. We laughed, but I snagged the domain next day. I called an old college buddy, Jake, in sports marketing, pitching our saga. He texted back, "You know Tony Miles?" Tony Miles, ex-NFL wide receiver, pro bowler, now a youth mentor, lived nearby and loved grassroots stuff. 2 days later, he was in. With Tony, we had clout. The city fast-tracked our permits. Rachel nailed the paperwork, Steve got insurance, and parents coached while teens reffed. Linda sensed something brewing. She paced past my driveway, squinting at us. Her next email warned of unauthorized sporting events, but we fired back with our city permit and a polite league request. She couldn't stop us legally. Tony V cited one Saturday tossing trick catches that left kids awestruck. When Linda saw our backyard brawl kickoff banner, she nearly toppled off her porch, yelling about sign approval. No one cared we had Tony Miles. But she countered with a community harmony day on our opening weekend, same field, with brunch and pets of blatant sabotage dressed as goodwill. Our permits held firm. At the HOA meeting, packed with supporters and Tony in the back, Linda's slideshow of dangers flopped against our permits and Tony's quiet, "This is about kids belonging." She delayed the vote, fined families for signs, but we fundraised harder, turning her antics into our pitch. She tried canceling our kickoff with wild city complaints, Beatles, ADA, fire hazards, but we proved her wrong. Opening day, she crashed with tables, smoothies, and parrots, claiming a spontaneous celebration. The city shut her down. A firefighter even reffed after her hydrant stunt failed. The kids played, Tony coached, and Linda slunk off. By championship week, she was quiet, too quiet. Then Friday night, the city canceled our game over fake complaints. Tony rallied us to a new field. The kids won, Ethan scored, and Tony joined the HOA, securing youth sports. Linda sold her house and left, defeated. A kid waved her off with a backyard brawl champs sign. We'd won more than a game, yet built a legacy.